Hey guys, today we are going over my November TBR. My TBR is pretty ambitious. I do work a full-time job, so I have 10 books. I have 2 books on my Kindle and I have 8 books here that I'm hoping to get to in the month of November. So yeah, let's get into it. First book on my TBR, and that's A Little Life. I have heard so many great things about this book. So A Little Life is about 4 college classmates that are broke, that live in New York. And it's just about their relationships with each other, dealing with addiction, success, pride over the decades. I honestly don't know too much about this book. It is also very emotional, and definitely look up the trigger warnings if you are interested, because there is a lot of things that happen in this book that are very heartbreaking. Next up, another ambitious book, because this one is also 400 plus pages. This one is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This one is about our main character, Scarlett, who dreams about going to Caraval, which is, I believe, a once-in-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, and as soon as she arrives, her sister gets kidnapped by the organizer named Legend. If she doesn't find her sister before the 5 nights of the game are over, her sister disappears forever, so definitely very interesting. And then next up, I have Unravel Me. I don't know why I chose so many thick books for the month of November, because like I said, I work a full-time job and it's retail, so we're going into the crazy busy season. But I have Unravel Me. This is the second book in the Shatter Me series. I breezed through Shatter Me. I gave that one a 3 out of 5 stars. It was good, and I can see how people really like the series, but I'm interested to see where it goes. That one, like I said, breezed right through it, so I'm hoping that is the same with Unravel Me. It took me forever to find book 2, because for some reason around my house I was unable to find it at any bookstore, and then I happened to go to like a little local bookstore on my cabin trip, and I picked this one up, so I was so happy they had it. Because again, it was impossible to find. It's also really impossible to find online for me. I'm not sure why, but again, this one I'm hoping to breeze through. It is 400 pages, and this one is about Juliet that escaped from the reestablishment, so that happened in the first book in Shatter Me, and now she's free from their plan to use her as a weapon and free to love Adam. So there's 2 love interests in the first book, so I'm assuming that continues throughout the second book. So there's Adam and Warner. So now it's her running from Warner, who was keeping her captive in the reestablishment to use her powers for evil. Definitely check it out. Again, this is loved by so many, so I'm excited to get to that one. Next up, I have The House in the Pines, and this one follows Maya, that when she was a high school senior, her best friend Aubrey mysteriously dropped dead in front of a man named Frank, whom they'd been spending time with all summer. And it takes place 7 years in the future when Maya moves to Boston, but then she sees a YouTube video which a young woman suddenly keels over and dies in a diner while sitting across from none other than Frank. So this one is a thriller. This one's not too bad. This one's only 320 pages, so definitely doable. I kept seeing this one at Chapters, and it always caught my eye, like the cover. I love camping and being outdoors, so that's what really made me pick up this book. I haven't heard too much about it though, so I hope it's good. But yeah, and then next I have Daisy Haites. This is the second in the Magnolia Park series. Magnolia Parks, I ate right up. It is so toxic, but I just couldn't stop reading it. I annotated it, so I'm really looking forward to annotating this one. So this one follows Daisy Haites, who is mentioned in the very first book in the series, and that's Magnolia Parks. Again, look up trigger warnings if you're gonna read this series, because There are a lot of things that could be upsetting, but this one follows Daisy, and honestly, Magnolia Parks, I feel like not much really happened in the book, but it was just really good. So I'm feeling like that's kind of how this one's gonna be. There's no like real big plot line. I don't know though, because I haven't read it yet. But this one just follows Daisy and Christian and their relationship with each other and how their romance is blossoming while Christian deals with his feelings for Magnolia Park. So again, that was in the first one. So I honestly highly recommend the series. I really loved the first one. We'll see how the second one is though. And next I have New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. I don't really have to say much about this one. It is the second book in the Twilight series, if you don't know. I'm currently trying to read all of the Twilight books because I haven't read them. I only have seen the movies. And this one follows Bella and Edward, obviously. So yeah. That is also on my TBR. It gives fall vibes, so we'll see. And then I have The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake. This one follows 6 unique, talented magicians that are selected to earn a place in the Alexandrian Society, the foremost secret society in the world. I don't really know too much about this one, but I have heard really great things. I know that this is one of Haley Pham's favorite authors and one of her favorite books of all time. So she honestly inspired me to pick this one up. It is giving fall vibes for this as well. The next book that I have is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is part of the Throne of Glass series. This is the first book in chronological order. It's also a book of novellas. A lot of people don't read in chronological order. I think there's different reading orders for it. But I actually don't know much about this series, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. And I'm looking forward to reading another one of Sarah J. Maas's series. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, that series. I just have to read the last book. And I think she's coming out with another book, but I really thoroughly enjoyed that one. So I'm looking forward to starting this one. I believe this one is the history before. Like I said, it is a prequel, but yeah, I'm looking forward to learning what all the hype is about with this one. I do have 2 books on my Kindle that I want to get to as well. The first one is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I watched Sarah Crowley read that one and she had a lot of really great things to say about it. And then the next book that I want to read on my Kindle is Butcher and Blackbird. This one I wanted to get to in October but just did not have time. This one is a friends to lovers dark romantic comedy about 2 murderers that by chance meet. It sparks an unlikely bond between the 2. So again, sounded very interesting. And that's all the books on my November TBR. See if I can read at least, my goal is to read at least 3 or 4 of them. Again, I have some really thick books on here, so we'll kind of see how it goes. It is a busy season for me, but I definitely want to read as many as I can, because I think in the month of October I only got to like 2 books. Not as many as I wanted, but hopefully November will be different. These are all the books on my November TBR, and let me know if you have read any of them. I would love to know your thoughts. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!